Yeah. Put that right there. Hey man, what's good with my people out there, man? I'm back. It's around. Pack Boy Dolo checking in with another amazing, incredible episode of the Round the Clock Thinker Show. And you know, first and foremost, what I'm gonna say? Shout out to my people, man. Look, I don't even hold it like this because I want you to see the goal right there. I want you to see the goal, you dig? Sipping apple juice. First and foremost, you already know that the show is brought to you by the Treeway Winterwear Collection, man. Make sure you go cop the drip, browse some. You can browse some, you can cop some. It's up to you, you know what I mean? Also, make sure you go check out and grab my free e-booklet, man. It's free. It be right in your email in 2 minutes. Let me go double check on here because I'm sure it's right in the YouTube description. You know what I'm saying? I'm positive that it is. Yes, it's in the YouTube description. All you gotta do is go to the official website link that's in the description down there, and it'll put you up on game. You'll be able to go get that. You know what I'm saying? You need that in your life. I'm trying to told you. You need it in your life. Practical, straightforward information, man, that you can apply today. You know what I mean? So to name today's show is gonna be a beautiful show. And this is a concept that you can use to keep from forgetting how we're all dynamic. You know what I'm saying? We all have levels to us, and we're not always up here. We're not always like up. Sometimes we're a little bit down, and that's okay. We just gotta know how to adjust. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this: the power of the point system. The power of the point system. Now, what I mean is, being dynamic beings, we must all use something to measure how productive and effective we can and cannot be at any moment. Being dynamic beings, we must all use something to measure how productive and effective we can and cannot be at any moment. You understand me? So, let's roll into chapter 1. No points today. Now, I got to read that meaning again because I want you to pick up what I'm putting down. Being dynamic beings. You're dynamic. So like I said, you'll fluctuate. You'll be up and down. You know what I'm saying? It's the ebb and flow of life, the peaks and valleys. It's how it is, right? So we must all use something to measure that. To measure how productive and effective we can and cannot be at any moment. Because sometimes you'll have good moments. Sometimes you'll have bad moments. So in chapter 1, we're talking about no points. Let's just say we don't have points today. Let's say we don't have points today. On some days, first start point, you don't have as many points as other days. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to be dynamic. It's okay to be unusually drained sometimes. That's okay. You just keep flowing and understand what you're dealing with. Understanding what you're dealing with, it puts you in a better mind state, and opposed to not understanding what you're dealing with and not knowing how to explain it, not having anything to measure where you're at any given moment, not having anything but somebody else telling you that you're off, that it seems like you're having a bad day, or you good. You know what I'm saying? And when you're not aware, you don't even know how to react to nothing like that, but aggressively. But it'll offend you because you're not up on who you are and what's really going on with you. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this next draw point, you say the key is becoming hyper aware, like I just said, of when you are low on points, and then communicating that if need be. You got to be able to communicate that. If you can't communicate that to the people around you or to yourself, first of all to yourself, then to the people around you, if you can't communicate that to them, then you're gonna eventually end up in a situation where they're pointing some shit out about you that you don't want to admit because you're not aware. And when you're not aware that it's going on with you, them telling you certain things in a certain way will offend you. So knowing how to communicate it, first and foremost, it takes care of all that. It takes care of all the backspace. You see what I'm saying? So, let's say if you got points, you don't really have to communicate that because that's your default setting. That's where you're usually at. If you're that type of person, if you're usually happy, you don't really have to communicate that. You just flow. But it's important on the days when you're low on points and you become aware of that, let it be known. Tell the people around you, hey, look, I'm low on points today. I could really use some grace. You know what I'm saying? I'm low on points today. I could really use some space. I'm low on points today. I could really use more understanding than usual. I may be a little bit off. I may be not as sharp. I'm low on points today. You see what I'm saying? And there's ways to get the points up. And you can basically correlate points and say that points means energy. If you want to get down to the details, right? If you want to be pretty much, I was thinking to say, if you want to be straightforward and speak at a more surface level, use more surface level terminology, you could say I'm low on energy today. I'm low on energy. But don't use the word tired, man. Don't use that word too much. Listen, don't do that. Don't use that word too much. Using the word tired too much makes you more tired. Right? So saying I'm tired today, and also you don't want your kids picking that up, man. And then, hey, you know, nah, man, fuck that. Just say I'm low on points today. I can use some grace. I can use some understanding. That's it. That way, there's an understanding with everybody in your circumference, with everybody in your proximity. They understand, okay, he needs a little bit of grace, he a little bit off. And then if somebody new come along that don't know, then maybe, perhaps somebody like around you, when a new person comes around and they say, hey, you good? Somebody around you can explain, yeah, he's a little low on points today. And then they can explain everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, because you done already broke it down to them. Someone who you usually around more often than not. You see what I'm saying? As long as they know. Outsiders really, they don't even need to know. They don't need to know. You feel me? They don't really need to know. You just do you. But be aware that you're low on points, because that's an important thing to be aware of for yourself. That way you can communicate it to other people if need be. Now, say for example that you got a job that you go to, right? If you go to a job, depends on the relationship that you got with your boss. You can tell them that, hey, look, I'm a bit off today. Just give me some grace. I could use a little bit more grace today. I could use a little bit more patience, a little bit more understanding, if you so will. You know what I'm saying? And they understand that because they're human too. They're dynamic. They're a human being. They're dynamic. They know that we have our low days, our low, the points be low some days. The points be low some days. And there are strategies that could get you out of that. But that's a whole nother video in itself. You know what I mean? To break down practical strategies to get your energy up, to get your points up, so that you can shift and be more in control. But that takes practice. It takes practice. It takes understanding you. But first and foremost, though, it takes being aware how you're feeling, why you're feeling how you're feeling, and being able to communicate that to the people around you. You feel me? Man, this your player partner, Packboy Dolo, checking out, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm very slowly leaking out these unlimited reset segments, because I want to see that this information is being soaked up, because I could be selling it, but I'm pumping out segments for free. You feel me? And I know I'm still a small channel, but I'm just slowly watching how it moves, and then I'll drop another one. Slowly watch how that moves, then I'll drop another one. But this is so valuable to me. It's such great information that I want to slowly leak it out, because that's how important it is. You know what I'm saying? If you go to a real good steakhouse, as soon as you sit down, they're not bringing the steak out to you, dog. As soon as you sit down, man. As soon as you sit down, they're not bringing the steak out to you just straight out the back. If you go to a high class jewelry spot, you can't even just walk in there. You gotta call and set an appointment. And in some cases, you gotta already know what you want, so they can have it ready for you, because they know that you're gonna buy. Other than that, they don't want nobody just hanging around in there. So I don't want nobody just hanging around on this valuable information. I want you to cherish this shit, because it's valuable to me. It should be valuable to you. I want you to perceive it as valuable. And that's the only way that you will soak it up and take it seriously. It's your round. Packboy Dolo. Checking out. Peace.